guys, what's going on? This is Background Noise episode 322. This did not blow up, which means everything is fine. No one else needs any context other than that.
First take every week.
Yeah, we always do it in the first take. There's never been a second take in the history of Background Noise. Asterisk.
Third.
Asterisk.
Who says asterisk?
Yeah,
right? I totally haven't had like 3 takes before, maybe even 4.
What?
No, never. Million years.
I don't know where the line is.
I've restarted podcasts multiple times before, but it's more like a running gag that I'm like, nope, never restart them. Yeah, it was one take, always one take, unedited. We go.
Which is great, because we actually did do this on the first take so far, until Tony restarts it now, because we've been only talking about doing retakes.
Oh,
so.
you know, Kyle, it's such a meta move to not restart, so I'm not going to. You know, like, I'm about the meta, you know what I'm saying? So we just gotta keep marching forward. You put one foot in front of the other, and then soon you'll be walking out the door. That's from a Christmas movie that I watched a lot when I was a kid. It's sort of ingrained in my brain, you know?
I can tell from how you said that robotically.
Yeah, there's just so many... So, like, when you guys were kids, did your family make you watch the same, like, 5 movies over and over again?
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I made my family watch the same 5
Yeah,
movies.
they make me, no, other way around.
Okay. I see. See, this is, like... I've talked to Brecken about this, about, like, control of the remote. It was like a holy grail in my household. I never was in control of the remote. To the point where when I was in control of the remote, I would take it with me from room to room. Because if I didn't, my brother would change the channel. It's like if I went to get water or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Kyle, you understand where I'm coming from, right? Yeah.
It's some
There
trauma.
was many a fight over that.
Yep.
The only
blood
person
spills.
I ever fought over the remote with was my grandmother that watched me. And she wanted to watch soap operas. She loved All My Children. And I wanted to watch literally anything else.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I actually watched a lot of her stuff. There was like a middle ground where it's like, okay, I will not watch All My Children, General Hospital, Diagnosis Murder, any of that. But if it's The Price is Right with the funny wheel and the da-da-da-da, we can watch that.
Okay.
And we watched a lot of Maury.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Mom watched a lot of Maury, too, to be honest, so
Hey,
I've seen a
how can you
lot
watch
of it.
Maury and not be racist? Because it like ingrains that shit on you, that those certain types of people do certain types of things all the time.
It is Maury to me is more of like a very sad show wrapped in like a humorous way, because like
Correct.
I've seen like from watching with my mom throughout the years, there have been ladies that came on like 15 times trying to find the father of the baby, and her kids keep striking out. They're at the point where like, I think I might have slept with this person around that time. I don't fucking know. They live in the suburb next to me. Might as well test them too. And it's like, damn, well, you were around that much, huh? But yeah, so
Well, the definition of the bicycle, yeah.
yeah, they were the town bicycle.
I always liked how Maury would comfort them though and be like,
He's a very sweet dude.
He's
I'll
like,
be honest.
you can be happy that you're not the dad, but this is a baby with no father in this world, and she doesn't have enough money otherwise to get all these tests. So it's like, she came here for a reason. You know, you gotta respect that. And it's like, that's cool, Maury. And then we switch on Jerry Springer, and it's like, hey, she's got one tooth in her head.
That's true, but it depends, Kyle, on how the situation was approached. If the situation was approached and like, hey, I'm so sorry to inconvenience you like this, but I think there's a chance you're the father of my child. I want to take a DNA test to see what the results are, and if you are, I would love for you to be in the child's life. And then there's a difference between, fuck you, you're the dad, pay child support.
Which was most of them.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah. That I saw.
Yeah, that's true.
There were a couple, though, where it was like a cheating case, and the wife would come on, like, listen, I didn't want this to be this way, but I cheated on you, and I want you to be the dad, but you might not be the dad. And those
I feel
were
like
rough.
that's worse than fuck you. You're the
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
I
Is this
prefer the
like-
ghetto, like, kind of...
That one's, more entertaining, and it hurts less.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I like the whole, you're the dad, there's no question about it, and then
You
they're
want
not
what's
the
funny?
dad. then
And
they
you
say,
are not the father.
I-
Stands up and dances.
Opportunity to be in the audience for the Maury show.
Oh, Mark, did you say you had the opportunity to be in the audience for it?
Yes, I didn't because I had class that day, but it gets shot. At least this past season got shot in New York.
Yeah, we skipped class. I might have to go in the Maury show.
You
That man
want
was
the
my
best
childhood.
thing was?
Yeah.
You know what the best thing was? They encouraged you to get drunk for it.
It makes sense.
The rowdier, the better.
Yeah.
They literally said, they're like, you cannot drink on the show, but you can drink on the bus ride to the show, and we encourage it.
That's
There we go.
top tier,
Was it
to be
like
honest.
free drinks though? Because if so,
No,
I'd
it was
be...
BYOB.
Oh.
No, there's got to be a level of disappointing here,
I
right?
mean,
also
come on,
makes
though.
sense.
Like, encouraged to be drunk in a pile of other people that are also drunk, and you're all judging the people on stage. That's fun.
Honestly,
More entertaining.
yeah.
That's why
Honestly,
it's so
though, like-
entertaining. That's why the audience is so rowdy.
Why do you
Realizing,
think-
Wait,
Why
all
do you
of
think
them
the
are straight.
Coliseum did such good business, Brecken?
To me,
Everyone
the
just
anime
drunk
next
fucking
party
going out,
bus
let's
is
go.
more exciting.
It is very hype. I will
Yo,
be
that-
honest. Yeah, very hype.
That party bus, ooh, that
Yeah.
guy, he know how to play songs.
Yeah, easy.
You guys going this year?
I don't know.
I am going.
I'm
this
planning on it, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's really like for me, it's like I guess we just haven't figured it out yet. Because
Well-
like,
Okay, Brecken.
How long from now is that?
I don't
June.
June.
Yeah, time
June.
isn't real. I can't see that far ahead. It's
We've
just
got
not.
like 2 months, which technically means we should buy tickets.
it's true.
I'm
And
probably
so-
gonna go and cosplay
hotels.
Isabel from Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's cool. I respect that.
Because that was my first ever cosplay.
Aw, that's called a
Do
throwback.
Pokemon cosplay finally. When we go.
Yeah, that's
See,
cool.
It is
Brecken
June
hates me.
12th.
June 12th, did you say?
June 12th, I believe. Let's
Okay.
see.
We'll figure it out. We're not sure yet, but it's a coin flip.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's more like we'll figure out if it's in.
And then it's
the
Atlantic
budget.
City, so someone's got to drive.
Yeah.
Parking.
Driving was not fun last year.
And then
but-
finding food, because like all the takeout places were just swamped constantly. So it's really like unless you eat on the boardwalk, it kind of sucked.
Well, I was thinking what I was planning on doing this year, with or without you. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
It was
Dating.
Airbnb, and then we
Uh,
cook food.
that-
in the
I
room.
don't know.
Like you want to cook on vacation though? That's kind of
Yeah, I mean we cooked in Salem, and that was actually fire.
All
But
I'm
we were
saying,
also-
cooking drunk
We
has
were
gotten
high
a lot
as
more
fuck while
fun.
cooking.
Oh,
it does.
boy.
It does sound a bit more fun.
Nothing like getting your own apartment to feel like an
No,
alcoholic.
Ah, there
Are
you
you
go.
okay?
Mark's not screaming for help by saying that. Don't worry.
I'm okay.
It's even an anime next.
Honestly, though, like it's just I could only imagine because like I've never had my own place, right? You've never had your own place, Brecken. Like
Oh, the first like
First
it's
week
only
or
been,
two?
like, 2 months. The first month was just like a blur because school
Yeah.
hadn't started yet, and I had my own apartment.
I really
I had
can only
friends.
imagine, right? Because it's like it's just that
Never
feeling that
again.
I can do whatever I want right now. There is literally
It's breaking in the new apartment.
That's true.
Like especially
Yeah.
because I have friends who live in Jersey City.
Mm.
I'm just like, hey, everyone come over. Let's get drunk. Let's go.
oh, there you go.
See, that's
Yeah.
I feel like because I'm just like a little old lady about everything. Like I've always wanted my own place. Me breaking in my new place is, ooh, I'm gonna go to IKEA. I'm gonna go to Home Depot. I'm gonna get all this shit. I'm gonna get a bunch of fuzzy, comfy blankets and rugs, and I'm going to, you know, be
Decorating
shut
is
in
half
for a
the fun.
week.
I do feel that too, though. I really do resonate
Yeah.
with both of these reasons.
Oh no, I enjoy both. I've had so many like comfy like Netflix nights, and I've had an equal amount of let's get drunk and have a good time nights.
Yeah, because I'm just like, ooh, wait, so breaking into an apartment, that just means taking naps everywhere.
Both hotels, actually.
Like, Kyle, when you moved into your place, did you just nap everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fallen asleep on my living room floor.
Cause you can.
Exactly. Who's gonna tell me can't?
Because I could. Yeah, I
You
was
gotta
just
find
like,
the comfy spots.
yeah, I was laying down. I'm like, you know what? This is just, and feeling that. It's carpeted. Who? I don't care.
That's
right?
true. Oh, carpeted too. That's nice
Yeah,
stuff.
it's perfectly fine. They also have the couch in there, which I have
That's a
now
bad
done
idea.
as well. And and on the couch downstairs. Lots of times.
I respect that.
Naps have been had.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Mike just spilled an entire bottle of Advil all over my bed, and I thought everyone should know about it.
Bottle of what?
Advil.
I didn't know the top was gonna come off. I just held it upside down, you know?
I think, like, were you just having fun shaking it?
No, I was like, I was spinning it, and then the top came off, and I picked it up, and then the top didn't come with it, and the Advil just like,
Okay. Because, one of, like, the vitamins I take is fish oil. It's good for, like, your heart and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Pea green.
I mean, I don't know. I'm colorblind, so.
Yep.
I could have been peeing green this entire time.
Peeing green.
Peeing gray.
Yeah, you know, the pea's been gray for as long as I know. You know what I'm saying? But
the fish oil does, by the way.
Oh. So the lid on the fish oil doesn't actually close very well, and the fish oil tablets, because they're fish oil, they tend to stick together every now and then. So you really have to give it a good shake every now and then. And back-to-back mornings. Before work, I just shook it, and it just exploded everywhere. Back-to-back mornings, and I'm just kind of like, you know,
Nice.
My heart's not that important. Like, I don't need to...
Don't lie, Tony. This is making me never want to take fish oil.
Yeah, it's just like...
There's always, like, those seconds of dread, though, where it's like, it's flying, and you're not Spider-Man, like, you can't pick them out of the air while they're falling. But it's like, you have to just watch, and then you just hear... the impact, and it's like...
Yeah, it was bad. You know where, like, my sink is? To the right of that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly where it happened.
Oh.
And back-to-back mornings, the same exact place, with the plant mocking me.
I'm gonna go make a Hot Pocket. Be right back.
Yo, have fun. I wonder what flavor Hot Pocket's gonna be.
Yeah, I want to know.
But Tony, who's winning?
Who's winning what?
Cheesesteak.
Oh, I didn't count.
I'd like to do a quick apology real quick, just for the fact that I do have bronchitis, so if you hear me coughing in the background, I'm very sorry about that.
Go get antibiotics.
I'm taking medicine. I'm not that dumb. I'm just...
Let's say antibiotics. I don't know what medicine you're taking.
a
Is
lot
it
of
penicillin or
Robitussin.
not?
I feel so bad for Paige, though, because... So, I didn't know. No one told me.
Sure.
She was taking a diabetic Robitussin. So that means that shit had no sugar in it, anything to make it
so
taste
bad.
edible at all.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
Oh, it was like death incarnate. I hated it.
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah, I made Mike take
That's
it.
so awful.
yeah, so we picked her up some better Robitussin yesterday.
That was an oopsie on Mom's
Shout out
part.
to Tony.
We told her, and she's like, wait, what? Oh, no.
Yeah,
She's like, that's my bad. Whoops.
that's a bad time. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, like, and I don't think anyone told me about it, and, like, because I knew Paige didn't like it, but I'm just like, oh, maybe she just really doesn't like Robitussin. You know? Like, it's not always pleasant to take medicine. But then I think yesterday you guys were like, yeah, it's diabetic Robitussin. I'd be like, if you guys had told me that, we would just went to the store, like, day one.
It's her burden to bear. This is her suffering.
It's like, I see you're suffering over there being sick. Let's make you suffer more by taking this shitty medicine. So, like, it can't be fun is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Like, are you supposed to take proper antibiotics for bronchitis? Pretty sure.
What'd you say?
Just take, like, penicillin for bronchitis.
I'm allergic to penicillin.
You take, like, not penicillin, but a different antibiotics then?
Yeah, the other one is sulfa, and I'm allergic to sulfa.
There's another one, though. There's something with an M that Steve takes.
I know what you're talking about.
Right? You know what I mean?
This is acute bronchitis, so you don't have to take that.
Rip.
It's like regular bronchitis, you have to take,
So you're just fucked then. That sucks.
It's just an adorable bronchitis that I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought you were saying
Yeah.
you had cute bronchitis at
God
first,
damn it.
and I'm like, what? What's so cute about bronchitis? Math class, when we were learning obtuse versus acute, or right angles, my, I think 6th grade math teacher was like, when it's acute, Just think, oh look, it's a cute little angle.
Yeah, I learned it like that.
And it's like, oh, it's cute. And it's like the other one's obtuse. It's like, that's just a big mofo. It's like rocking in, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, yeah, they were like, obtuse means fat.
No.
In my thing. I was like, oh, okay.
That's not even true. Obtuse means like...
when we learned it, like one of the kids called the other kid obtuse, and then he had to go into the hallway for a while. I apologize.
That's fucked up.
Glad I wasn't the only one that learned it
Jesse,
like
you're
that.
obtuse. The kid
Wait.
was fat.
That's fucked up.
So it's
I thought obtuse...
Yeah.
Doesn't it just mean stubborn? Or like purposely like
Usually.
uncooperative?
Yeah.
You guys learned it as fat?
Usually.
well, because that's how they described it,
With
so
the
you would
angles,
know the difference
Yeah.
between a cute little one and a big obtuse.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the
Yeah.
right angle is just like perfectly square.
I like obtuse.
Perfectly
It looks
square.
like a little hammock.
Yeah.
When we're talking
This is
about
the wide angle.
Somehow we got into the 6th grade learning about angles.
God, was that 6th grade? I don't...
For me, it was
I thought
6th
in
grade.
6th grade?
Yeah.
I thought in elementary school. What? What's my school doing?
This grade is
I don't know.
That is elementary school though, isn't it?
Oh.
fucking twat.
For my school was kindergarten to it was weird because it was kindergarten to 4th grade, but I was the first 5th grade class. I moved to the intermediate school, so intermediate school became 5th to 8th, and it was I don't know.
Like kindergarten to 8th elementary school.
That's what I had pre-K to
I'm just gonna do
8th.
that way.
Yeah,
Yo, what now?
a pre-K
I
to
had-
8th grade.
No, we had...
Oh.
Okay, so like...
We had kindergarten to 4th, and then 5th grade to 8th grade was middle. And those were different buildings.
Yeah, like without
Okay,
saying
mine was different,
locations.
What Mark? What was yours then?
I had K to 3rd and then 4th to 6th as so 4th to 6th was elementary school, and then 7th and 8th was middle school.
Oh,
funny.
okay. Yeah, I'm like for this though. I think
It's
it's just straight population based.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, were you in a really big school district?
I wouldn't say. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I was gonna say because my school district per grade we had like 60 kids.
Oh.
Oh no, we had a huge school district.
We had like 40, I think.
Yeah, so Kyle, this is why you and I had the same definition for elementary then, because
Yeah.
my school was called insert blank here elementary school, so I associated
Yeah,
all of those grades as elementary school because the school was called elementary school.
Well, mine is just McNabb Public.
There you go. Yeah.
No,
Good luck hacking the
Brecken,
internet. Enter.
Because it's
have,
your.
like,
How many kids per class did you guys have?
30?
I blocked out those years.
Yeah.
Only 30
No. He means like,
Like per grade.
per grade.
Oh, 300.
yeah.
Yeah, per class. I mean per
My
grade.
entire
Per
school
class
was
it was like 30 kids a class, and then like
Yeah.
per grade it was
300 about.
Yeah. So we had
three-
60 per grade.
3 to
So
400.
Tony,
That's an oof.
Yeah.
my middle school, like just the 7th and 8th grade, was just as populated as Mansfield High School was.
Oh, okay. So
So we had like 500 kids per grade.
way more because
Yes.
Manasquan takes sending districts, and I was from one of those sending districts,
Mhm.
meaning that all of our sending districts combined were smaller than his other school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Because per grade in high school, we had anywhere from like 150 to 200 kids, I would argue.
Mhm.
Same.
Yeah.
Think.
But that's because we were all from different places. How many towns went to your school? Was it just yours?
We had 3?
It was
we're broken
I
up
don't-
into 3 sections.
Yeah, because
So
ours was like
basically,
8, I think.
We all went to different elementary schools. all
Oh,
three of us.
yeah.
And then the intermediate school is when we started going to school together.
Oh.
Like elementary's split in between 3 districts, and then there's intermediate that's all together, and then the high school's all together. But with the high school, you get the option to go to like different high schools. Still,
It's so interesting to actually like learn that like, because we're all like obviously Kyle is not in. I was gonna say we're all in the same state. Kyle is in Canada, but like
Super
Canada.
rural area.
Yeah, so Mark and everyone in this room with me, we're all from the same state. Realistically, like, we went to school not, like, a super duper far distance apart, and it's completely different for all of us.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
That was when I still lived in Alpine.
Yeah. So,
But
like, that's just...
We only had, like, 4 sending, like, districts, but there's the fact that each district was huge. Because Manalapan, really big town. Englishtown, really big town.
Yeah.
Freehold, really
Very
big town. And Howell.
Very, very big town. Okay.
Very big town.
Yeah.
So
Howell's
4
massive.
different sending districts that were absolutely
As far as
huge.
Howell doesn't have their own.
They do. They've got their own elementary, and then from middle school on, they've got Howell North and South. So.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, we still had some Howell kids.
Maybe,
so
like,
confused.
there was, like, it's probably because there's just so many that even, like, in a big school, they can't fit them all.
A lot is actually surprisingly determined by bus routes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because to avoid cost and also, like, travel time, it's really just... If you're closer or on the border of, like, a district, like, you could get picked up technically by the other one.
That's
And
interesting.
That's why we had some Howell kids
Oh.
in our non-Howell middle school.
That makes sense.
I love how Tony's being, like, so careful to not give away where we are. And then Mark is like, anyway, in this township that I was at.
It's okay.
To be fair, it was my old town, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to tell your new town, too, or...?
He has on the podcast before. So.
Although,
I don't think it
I'm pretty sure I've
matters.
said where my new apartment is, too. Well, whatever.
Yeah, it's not...
He's loud and proud.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal.
Man, I'm telling our, how many consistent viewers do we have now?
No, not many, so... Yeah, it's not a big deal.
And to be fair, it's people that we already know, so...
Yeah. Any viewer, it's like, knock, knock. Hey, Mark, is that you? It's like, oh, shit. Hi.
We heard about your come over and get drunk house breaking in parties, and we wanted it.
Oh, well, yeah, sure, come in. I don't care.
That's honestly how that would go, so...
Plus, it's actually just me and Mike.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean,
Okay.
it's good luck crossing the border to get to somebody who's already blacklisted from your country.
It's like, wait, because I was like, fuck it, I'm safe. Someone shows up at my door, it's probably Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not very often.
Yeah, it's just like, even then, sometimes I'm like, man, I'm not feeling it today. Let's go away.
The people who show up at my door are my delivery people who I told to come here to give me food.
That's true. Honestly, though, that's a quality, like, ratio of people to come to your door is, like, the mailman, delivery food drivers, and people you invite over. Anyone else, not welcome. We're looking at you, Jehovah's Witnesses, that go door to door.
Yeah.
We all dealt with that as kids, right?
I've never had one come to
No,
the door.
never.
Oh, wow.
We were taught to hide.
Oh, my God.
I was taught by my parents, my grandparents, that if you saw a Jehovah's Witness come to the door, you run and hide.
I wish I was in your household. Violet was friends with all of them.
Yeah.
And she didn't fucking understand. They were trying to, like... What is it called? Like
Convert them?
Convert.
Yeah.
She just invited them in because they always stopped by and knew her name, so she thought they were friends. So they'd come in, and then the one, her name was Dottie, and I'll never forget her. She looked at me, handed me a pamphlet with fire on it, and she went, I want to save you. Because, you know, you may be Buddhist, but that doesn't mean you get to go to heaven.
That is actually crazy. Let's see if I can...
Okay. And I'm like, oh no, bye. And I just close the door.
Yeah, so, you know what's funny, though? Is that even if you don't get the same ones, if you've ever been nice to them or taken a pamphlet, they'll keep track of that. So, like,
Really?
Yeah, a couple years, no, not even, the same year that my grandmother passed away, 2 new Jehovah's Witnesses showed up looking for her, and I'm like, she's gone now. And then they went, oh, well, she was a friend of, you know, our whatever for years, and who are you? And oh, you know, and I'm like, no, like, that was her thing. Like, I don't have to tolerate you. Like, no
I
thank
don't
you.
care.
Yeah.
You fucks.
Meh.
They're very persistent, though.
Oh, my favorites were
Oh, yeah.
when I was working at McDonald's, and I get the ones in the drive-thru handing me crap all the time. You have a captive audience now because I'm taking your money. It's like, oh, here's a fake $1,000 bill asking if you're going to heaven. And I was like, no.
I used to get those at Seaside. That sucked. They would, like,
I don't understand.
they'd hand you, like, a card, and it looked like a dollar bill or sometimes even $100 bill, and you look on the other side, and it's like, money is like the root of all sin. You can save yourself by going to.
Jesus Christ!
I hated that.
That's
the thing
really
about that is it's illegal.
Yeah, I was just saying, wait, are they paid for a service with that?
No. It would just slip it in there
some
with
actually like tip waitresses and stuff with that.
That's fucking rude. It's like, oh yeah, you being a dick? Ah, look, hell looks mighty fine upon you as well, I see. You know? But yeah, so we were just straight up taught to hide. So anytime we saw one, I had more memories at my grandma's house doing it, but I did it at my house too. They'd be like, it's a Jehovah's Witness, hide. And we would go and hide and wait for them to leave. I don't know if it was a game, or my parents and grandparents really just did not want anything to do with Jehovah's Witnesses.
You don't even have to hide. You can literally just... It's even more, like... What's the word? It's worse for them if you just, like, walk around normally and do whatever you're normally going to do. Because if they know you're inside and you're still answering the door, that just feels like shit for them, right?
I gotta say, because I'm Wiccan, ever since becoming Wiccan, the most fun thing to do is if someone's like, hey, can I tell you about this religion, try and get me convert, I'll be like, yeah, sure, and I'll tell you about mine after, and then we can talk.
And then all of a sudden they're like, nah.
They don't like that. They leave.
It's like, what? Where are you going? It's my turn.
We're talking about religion. What?
thought we were having a friendly, equal discussion.
Yeah, like...
I remember this one, I was actually wearing this shirt, like my Goku shirt. And I was at Kohl's, and then some guy came up to me, he's like, oh, that's a cool shirt. I'm like, oh, thanks. He's talking to me about Dragon Ball. He's like, oh yeah, so, we're having this meeting later for, people who want to get to know God better. And I'm like, oh, here we go.
It's like, I knew you were just some cool nerd talking to me about Dragon Ball Z.
It's like, I like anime. There's no room for Jesus.
Exactly.
Where does he fit into all this?
What if he's like the kid in the vine that's like, I've got the power of God and anime
on my side. Yeah, that's true.
That's exactly how they feel.
Pichu's ear is bent, and I was just making sure it gets fixed. That's okay.
So, question.
Answer.
Most people here have played Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not a lot, but I have.
Question: do you think the Khajiit get zoomies like regular cats?
Do I think what?
Do you think the Khajiit get zoomies like regular cats?
After they take some skooma, yeah.
Like 2 a.m. they just get up and it's like, honey, are you okay? Yes, it is alright. I just need to run 4 miles right now.
Aren't zoomies also their passive? Like the racial ability, whatever.
Or imagine you're mid sentence and their eyes dilate and they enter the silly zone.
The silly
zone?
Like, that's way cuter than like what I imagined of Khajiit, because it's like, wait, do they still clean themselves with their tongue?
Drug addicts.
Oh, man. They clean everywhere.
Khajiit running around, like, is that zoomies or is that just Bethesda's good old magic touch?
Bethesda confirmed that
they
the
steal something
still have carp penises.
Jeez. Fucking Todd Howard.
Todd, if you're out there, I love you.
Todd, if you're out there, work on your games, bud.
He won't. He'll just sell Skyrim on a new device.
It's even to make him stop. We have to stop buying it.
Didn't he say that at, like, E3 or something?
Yeah, we won't stop buying it, so who's the fool?
I have it for every console I own. Except the Switch.
Oh my god.
It's on the Switch too? Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yep.
It's just kind of like, yeah, it's a meme now, but like everyone's gonna buy it if you put it on something else too. So.
And like I don't even understand it because the graphics don't get better.
No, it's the same game.
That's the same.
It's the exact same game.
It would be really funny if they were, instead of adding new things, they just kept taking stuff away.
Aww.
Please stop.
Don't give them ideas.
Please.
Yeah, it's gonna be their next.
So, by the way, Bethesda, hear me out. Pay me for this idea.
You think Todd's gonna pay you?
No, of course not. But like, if I say it on a platform, and then like next week it happens, I'm like, hey, I said it first. Go to this timestamp. You owe me royalties, my guy. And he was like, our lawyers are bigger than yours. And I'm like, I don't even have one.
Wait, so in the end, you're not winning the case still.
Yeah, you see how that went? I didn't. Even to my own fantasies, I lose the court case. Wait, I didn't even get to the court case.
I actually have a question for Todd. This is pertaining to Brecken's child who keeps stealing her moon sugar.
No, I loved him. Did I ever tell you that story?
No, I don't think so.
So in Skyrim, there was an update where you could have your own house and you could adopt children of all things. So I found this little boy and he was living in a stable with the horses, and I'm like, you're sleeping with the horse poo. I'm gonna take you. He's like, my name's Buck.
Take you.
And I'm like, whatever. You can stay at my lakeside villa. I decorated it all nice. I had like my favorite like friendo there. So I leave the kid there, and every now and then I come back, and the kid remembers you because I forgot about him. It was not reciprocal. And Buck is like, hey, can we play hide and seek? And it's like, all right. We'll play very awkward robotic hide and seek NPC. I love you, my son. But mostly harmless, like he's like, can I have a sword? And it's like, all right.
Yes.
I mean, I've only seen you once in like 3 in-game months. That's cool, whatever. Ask me for stuff. So I used to keep stuff in the basement, and I was very proud of my basement. I decorated it. I put all my, my fancy wine, and I had a little bit of skooma. Which is the moon sugar, which is the drugs that the Khajiit cat people use.
Yeah.
But it's my basement. Okay. I'm like, all right.
Daddy have the best cocaine.
It's like, it's my little secret. I'm putting it in here. There ain't no fucking guards coming in checking my basement. So I go away for a while, and I come back after questing, and my kid's like being a little shit to me. He's just like, I forget, like he wanted to play a game right then, and I'm like, no. So he's just, like, fucking pouting around the house, and I'm like, whatever. And I go and I check my basement, and everything else is there, but the fucking moon sugar's gone. So it's like, it probably despawned, but I'm like, did this little fucker, like, take my drugs? And that started, like, an antagonistic relationship with my newfound son, because it's like, I gave you a house, you used to sleep with the fucking manure, and you take my drugs? I give you weapons, I raised you with my own 2 feet, and this is how you repay me?
Hey, Tony, don't adopt, by the way.
Yeah. Never.
Just kill me for drugs all around the house.
Yeah. It's my basement. I can leave my meth in there.
That's the kid for it.
I haven't seen the kid. I forgot about the child. I haven't seen him in 3 months.
I assume he's fine.
I left him with a $20 bill and wished him the best of luck. I don't understand what could have gone wrong.
It's better than how he lived before.
I told him I'm going out for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
So, what's amazing about the lakeside villa is it's got this beautiful view, but right down the fucking road, there's a necromancer and an altar for sacrifices. So I'm like, great neighborhood for the kid. He just needs to stay inside.
Yeah.
And the last time I played, he wanted to play with me, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna be going soon. And like, I look at something in the background, and I'm like, is that moving? I thought that was a rock. It was a fucking giant.
Oh, it's the same house.
The giant just started attacking, and it's like the kid's outside, and I'm like, I know you're probably high out of your mind, but can you like either help me or go?
No, the kid knows that kids are indestructible in the game, so he's like, fuck it, whatever, good luck.
Yeah, he left you for dead, Brecken.
Yeah, probably.
Just saying, that will not be the case for your guys' child in our campaign. If you leave her around to die, she will fucking die.
Well.
That's a
convenient
convenient.
responsibility for that child.
Yeah.
Yep, only you.
So,
Tony, what the hell? We already have milk at home. Where are you going?
oh yeah, Tempest and Zelia, you're the unofficial parents.
That's
yeah.
a load of horse shit, by the way. So pissed.
What if, what if I actually, can you transfer that to someone?
Give me the child's.
Brecken,
Your parenthood?
Yeah.
No.
Give me the baby.
I want to give it to Brecken.
Thank you.
I want to give it to me.
My character, like, pleaded for this goddamn kid because I wanted, like, a little Acleote or whatever.
Yeah.
She'd carry my bags, like, it would have been amazing. And no.
Because you literally went up to her, and you were like, you were literally a Jehovah's Witness to her.
Kind of were.
Do you believe in the zygote? Oh, well, you should.
Give me the child. Hello, little orphan girl. I can be your mom.
I love Pleiades. I'm just not saying every NPC is gonna love Pleiades.
That's fair.
You know what? Now I'm just kind of like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't give the child to Pleiades.
That's fair.
Because, like, I keep thinking of Brecken.
No, Pleiades is not Brecken.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Power Christ compels you.
Mark, do you know the English dub of Ghost Stories?
Yeah.
That was the inspiration.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh, you're all gonna burn in hell.
So I'm actually watching it for the first time with these guys,
Oh my god.
and it is a riot. I fucking love it. It's so
So
good.
many like offensive things.
Oh, it's so
I've watched
offensive.
that so many times.
But, like, it's so good.
It's hilarious.
It's like watching, like, DBZ abridged. Except
God.
it's the official American version now, because, like, it just, they never...
God.
It is the official.
Yeah.
Wait, Kyle, have you seen it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god, Kyle would love it.
Yeah, you would.
Dude, holy shit. Look up the dub of Ghost Stories.
Yeah, look up Ghost Stories dub.
You will not
Even
regret
just, like,
it.
a compilation.
Yeah, honestly, you can just do the like half-hour compilation. That's all fine.
So, Kyle, there was an anime, long story short, they didn't make any money off it, so when they gave it to, who was it, Funimation?
Funimation.
They were like, fuck it, just do what you want with it. So the voice actors all just got really fucking drunk and just recorded whatever story they wanted to do, basically.
20 episodes, though?
How many episodes is it?
I don't know.
It's like 22 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
I see 20.
It's one of those things where it's like, you don't have to take it serious, just fucking pick it up.
It's honestly, look, just like the voice
I'm playing
actors,
right now.
just get drunk beforehand.
Yeah, that's a great
I
idea.
should have done that.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
That'd be a fun night if
That
we
would be.
have a
Alright,
few.
tonight, let's get drunk. Let's
That's
go.
it.
That's a little much.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't down.
yeah, no, same,
Oh
no,
my God.
it was a joke. It was a joke. God.
I can do some soul searching later.
You have bronchitis. Stop
Oh.
You get drunk in the bathroom. I think that's when you know you have.
I said back alley, actually.
Back alley?
That's worse.
I mean, it wasn't the bathroom.
That is
so.
true. You know what?
What?
Yeah, bathroom is not as bad as the back alley, but if you're drinking in the bathroom,
It's a sign.
The back alley could also be a bathroom.
yeah, it's true. Why not both?
Ooh.
Porque las dos.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yo, the Stone Ponies having, like, this, epilepsy awareness thing. You know, of course I'm gonna go, because epilepsy. But, I'm like, I think everyone's getting drunk at it. And I'm like, that's fine for me with epilepsy, because none of my medications are affected.
The rest of them.
But, like, the other people who have epilepsy, there's a lot of medications that it'll, like, stop. Alcohol will stop them from working.
That sounds like the beginning of, like, what?
A
Like a
bad
really
idea.
lame joke where it's like a bunch of drunk epileptics walking to a
So I'm like, I'm gonna be, like, the only epileptic there, probably. That's fine.
I don't know why. I'm just like, all right. So here's what you do: you just tape a bunch of mattresses around the stone pony.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Everybody gets their own bubble wrap.
Yeah, just wrap their vitals in bubble wrap, like head. Yeah, that's it. We just wrap their heads in bubble wrap.
Really, head and neck, and that's it.
Yeah, like everything else, it's like, yeah, I'm sorry if you heard it, but like, at least you got a brain.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah,
We could just give them helmets and avoid the bubble wrap altogether. What's cheaper, a lot of bubble wrap or a bunch of helmets?
I don't know,
Bubble
'cause
wrap.
some
Bubble wrap,
epilepsy
yeah, that's true.
patients actually do wear helmets.
Oh, so they might come with their own helmet.
Yeah, like, I was supposed to when I was little.
Hmm.
And I
Come
was
with
like,
their
no.
own helmet.
I was also supposed to get a brace for my scoliosis though, and I was like, no.
God.
It's like saying like we're gonna have a convention of all these
I'm just
people
thinking of,
that don't
like-
smoke before.
I'm thinking of people like selling Barbie dolls. But it's like epileptic Barbie now comes with her own helmet.
Aww.
Be important to somebody. I like
I just really, alright, this is going too far. I do apologize. But, like,
Okay,
there's a
it's fine.
button that you press, and then it has a seizure.
Oh
Tony.
my god.
Seizures are not a feature, Tony.
Did I?
Hey,
Did I
wait.
ever tell you about the toga feet?
No!
Did you ever see those Hey You Pikachu, or not, was it called the Hey You Pikachu? I don't know, it was like, no, it was the game. There was a Pikachu, it was a little stuffed Pikachu, squeeze its hands, its cheeks light up, and it goes, Pika, Pika. I had
Yeah.
one of those. My friend had a Togepi one, and I had it in my lab at his house, and we were like, you know that episode of Pokemon that gave all the kids in Japan seizures? We watched
Yeah.
a clip from it,
Yes.
and the Togepi would vibrate when you pressed his hand, so I just pressed his hand, told him like, oh no, Togepi! Togepi, no!
That's, yeah, you know.
Oh, I love that Togepi.
Yeah,
I wonder what happened to it.
bad
I had a
episode.
seizure.
Yeah.
Grandfather's second line was when this chick's moving to Vegas. Okay.
Is that from Ghost Stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, apparently. This is literally the grandfather's second line.
Yeah.
I love.
It's
Oh,
so good.
God.
It's hilarious.
There's one that's like, run like a black man is chasing you.
And,
And
the
then
little
the
kid
kid
doesn't
can't
run
run.
faster. And it's like, well, at least he's not racist. Oh my god.
Such a good show. Oh my god. I literally showed some my coworkers in the IT department like Ghost Stories, and they hadn't seen it before, and I'm like, how have you not fucking seen this before?
It's the best shit. Brecken and I also found like this one show, and I think it's animated badly on purpose, but it's so terrible to watch.
Oh, yeah, Mark, I heard that you watched it before.
I think you did, and if you didn't,
Oh no.
Eric
What-
did.
What is
It was like,
Gakuen?
there was like pointy faced people in it. Like, I don't know how to
Wait,
describe
one
it.
sec, Let me look it up.
It's like a boys' school, but it's drawn like it's in like
Mark,
old
I'll
school
send it to you.
DeviantArt.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They have like pointy faces, because I remember a
Yeah.
group of people watching at the library at Brookdale. So I know
Yeah.
it was that group, but I don't remember exactly who it was.
It looks like it was made in Flash. Like there's no animation.
Yeah,
Oh my god, Jesus.
yeah,
I mean, there's a chance that I saw it.
that's fair.
Like, 100% solid chance.
Yeah, I just remembered it because I looked at the screen once in the library, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Wait, Brecken, I think Gakuken was the one that I wanted to watch. Like the other.
No. I remember it was like Gakuen something.
Gakuen.
Handsome?
Oh, you're right.
The farther away it goes from my memory, probably the better.
Yeah.
So.
Rarely have I seen something that like made
Wait,
me
it's
nauseous.
a video game?
Ew.
Yeah, because we
Even
were
worse.
looking at Otome animes, and that was on the list.
Oh, it was definitely...
Wait,
I
Mark, who's
recognize
sending
it,
it
but
to
I
you?
haven't seen it. Someone else showed it to me.
Oh, you-
Okay.
Probably Eric.
I think it was Eric then. Yeah.
that sounds like something Eric would do.
No, because I'm like, I see this, I'm like, I recognize this.
Yeah.
But I did not watch
Okay.
this.
Yeah, I didn't mean that like you would have watched it in full. I mean, you probably also would have stumbled upon it in the library.
How could you insult me
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. I was just saying, this is to clear things up. I don't mean that you watched it all religiously.
I would watch it all religiously.
I'm
I
happy
physically
for you.
Cannot.
I was,
Oh my God.
I like walked out of like the bathroom or something, and like it was on, and I just slowly started to walk out of the
you
room.
walked away.
Just like, all right, I'm just gonna go this way, guys. Have fun. Hope you guys are having a nice night.
That was after Heroes Rising?
Huh?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, good talk. Glad we have.
Good talk. Good talk.
Guys, I have too many beads for my bead holder.
You eat the rest of them.
Okay.
Put them up your nose.
Chaotic neutral.
Put them up your
Yes.
nose.
So, I was never a kid that, like, did gross stuff like that.
No, I wasn't either, to be
Press
honest.
X to doubt.
Okay, listen.
There's
a follow-up. I watched, like, the nanny show, and there was this little kid that got a bead stuck up his nose. And the nanny was just like, okay, this is classic, you know, like a reckless child, but he just wants attention. And I was, like, pretty small watching. And I'm like, I bet I could get a bead out of my nose. So
Oh my god, you fucking idiot.
I went over to my little, my little bead jewelry box for the bracelets, and I picked the little heart one, and I stared at it and went, yeah, I could totally get this out of my nose. So I put it up there, and lo and behold, I couldn't get that shit out of my nose. So I went
who would have thought?
I went up to Violet, and I'm like, Grandma, you know how we were just watching that little boy on the nanny? And she's like, yes. You mean the bad boy? And I'm like, yeah. So, I kind of got this bead up my nose, and I'm freaking out a little bit. Can you help me? And she's like, you have to be joking. We just watched it not work for this little... You didn't. Brecken, you know better. You literally know better. And I started bawling, and I'm like, yeah, but I can't get it out. 4 hours later, Violet and my father were trying to get me to, like, blow my nose to get it out. We did all this crazy stuff. We were talking about going to the doctor. And it's like, I don't want to go to the emergency room because my dumbass kid put a bead up her nose. So...
It would be hilarious.
It was, like, the ultimate shame. Like, I just sat there, like, humbled. And I forget what I was doing, but it just, like, fell out when I laughed at something. And I remember just looking down, and it's like, there it is.
There it is.
That was God giving me one more chance.
I did a bad like that once.
What did you do, Mike?
So, I found a quarter on the ground, and I'm like, Mom, look, I found this quarter. She's like, okay. And this is when my sister was, like, a baby. So,
Why did you always do things to Miranda and Mariah?
I didn't do anything to Miranda. Could you just...
Go on.
Okay, so she goes in to check on Miranda, and for some reason I put the quarter in my mouth.
Oh,
And she started yelling at Miranda for something, but her starting to yell when it was all quiet scared me, so I swallowed the quarter. She goes back to me like, Mom, I swallowed the quarter. I had to go to the hospital and get x-rays.
oh.
And I don't remember what happened. I think they just let it pass.
Okay, I would
Yeah,
like to say Mike was trying to, like, be like all innocent, like, oh, I didn't do anything to Miranda. So he has two little sisters, Miranda and Mariah. Miranda's the youngest. Him and Mariah they learned about if you, like, put somebody's hand in warm water, they'll pee themselves while they're asleep. So they started doing that to Miranda, but she wouldn't pee herself.
Oh,
so
Kyle had a similar result, yeah.
They just poured the water onto her bed so that their mom would think that she peed herself.
We weren't getting results fast enough. It was less gross. It seemed beneficial. I don't know.
How did
Streamline the process.
Did you guys get caught?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How did you get caught?
It didn't smell like pee.
It didn't smell like pee?
That's... Like...
It also turns out when you pour water on someone, they usually wake up.
So it's her fault.
Yeah. It's like, wait, shoot. Like, did you, like, put it, like... I don't even... This might be too much to go back into this. But, like...
Put it near the crotchal region.
I was just saying, this is where it makes sense, but I'm like, how did you not wake up?
I don't know.
Right? Because it's like...
She was so tiny, probably. Like...
Oh, that's fair.
Well, there was actually one time me and my sister got into a fight, and we did, like, shoving each other. And she shoved me into... my sisters had a bunk bed. And I got shoved into the bottom bunk, and, like, one of the pieces of headboard fell off onto Miranda while she was sleeping, and she didn't wake up.
Okay.
Something is not right.
You know, I'm just gonna say, heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
Very heavy sleeper.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Do you guys, like... I'm a mix of a super heavy sleeper and a very light sleeper.
Me too.
Yeah.
Some nights,
Yeah.
the tiniest little noise sets me off and I can't sleep the rest of the night. And then I'll sleep through thunderstorms. So, you know.
Thunderstorms put me to sleep.
That's true.
Look, it's when something's
So comforting.
outside of the normal. Like thunderstorms are normal,
That's true.
but like the second that you like hear like a floorboard creak
It's
in
over.
the middle of the night, you're just like, oh.
What was that?
When I hear floorboard creak, I'm like, oh, probably like a ghost or some shit, and then I just go back to bed.
I actually had like the opposite problem for a while. Because after I lost my precious fluffy butt and my hamster, him not running around actually kept me up because I was so used to the noise.
You just was like, it's way too quiet now.
Yeah, because either I had him running here or I'd come here and then the gerbils would be running, so they had the
Oh,
same
wow.
wheels.
This is
So it's always rodents running. That's how we sleep. So I know white noise.
It's good white noise. Like I'm a
I
very
wake up when Netflix turns off. I don't know.
like when it's like, are you still watching?
Correct. And I'm like, fuck you, you know I am.
And even if I'm not, like, can I just
Exactly.
have some peace? Please?
How insulted would you be if that popped up while you were still watching?
It happens all the time while I am still watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pops up so many times.
I
If you
am-
binge watch something, it's just like, are you sure you want to do this with your Sunday? And it's like, fuck off.
I've never
It
had
did
that
to us while
before.
watching Oron the other day. When
Yeah.
we like non-stop were watching.
Tony, it won't pop up if you autoplay the next. Sorry, if you play the next one yourself. If you
That's probably-
autoplay a few times, then we'll do it.
That's probably why, because I usually watch on my computer, and I'm like, oops, skipping that intro.
Yeah, if you
Skipping
hit
that
next, that's
intro.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, no. See, if you just like let it play, it's
Uh,
like, you still watching? And it's like, yeah, I don't have a life. Leave me alone. Don't judge me, Netflix.
Did you guys ever
God.
see that like article that somebody watched the B movie so many times that Netflix is like, "Are you okay?"
It's none of your goddamn business, Netflix.
It like
Like
put
this
her,
on Reddit.
calmed her kid down or something. She just kept putting it on when the kid was fussing. That's why.
Yeah, I saw that.
You've watched the B movie 5,000 times. Are you
okay?
right? Like, wait
It
a
was like some crazy ass amount.
Part of the B movie's calming to a child. That's what I want to know.
Maybe when she fucks the bee.
Yeah, it's definitely when she fucks the bee.
Yeah,
She totally fucked that bee.
they're like in bed together at one point.
It's
I'm
very
helping him sue the human race.
yeah.
What?
Like
Ray
she
Liotta
leaves-
plays himself in that movie.
Yep.
She leaves her like what boyfriend, husband, whatever for a bee.
Yeah, imagine being that guy who got left for a bee.
I don't.
Sucked up.
How fast you order from Chance's Rope Company?
How, wait, what
Real
I want to
fucking
know is,
bad.
how is a bee more sexually satisfying than him?
Does he like kill himself now?
Ooh.
Does he go to therapy?
I think therapy.
Yeah, I think he
was-
did. Did they show him in therapy at one point?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
Guys, I think the bee population is declining for a reason.
Oh man.
There's two reasons: either they're all getting with humans now, or this guy got a vendetta.
I'm killing them all.
He's going around with fucking like those like squirt like fucking you know what to talk about, right? Like I don't know
Yeah.
what they're called though. You see them, they go shh and kill like all the insects.
I really want to order Domino's.
Then you know,
That's really
order
so.
order some Domino's, man.
Get your
Live
salty pizza.
live live your
Okay,
life.
or something better.
Well,
You
actually,
can order pizza, absolutely fine. Order something.
it
better.
depends on what he can order.
Sometimes you just want crappy pizza, though. I gotta say.
I know,
Right?
exactly. Sometimes you just want crappy pizza.
Like, all right, my crappy pizza's Papa John's. It's all dough. I don't care. When I want it, I want
I
it.
love dough.
Papa John's is great.
Nice thick crust. Fuck yeah.
I used to like their sauce. The little garlic sauce.
Oh my
that
God,
comes with
yeah.
that top tier.
That's the good shit.
That's why you order it.
Yeah.
It's like I was at my dad's.
It's like pizza.
cafe.
You order for the dipping sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was like, I was like, I want a cheesesteak for lunch, and he made me cheesesteak. I'm like, oh, this is a great quality cheesesteak. I just want to like steak him some cheese whiz.
Yeah.
This is a great cheesesteak.
I've done I've sort of done that before. I'm like, no, I just really wanted like steakums. I actually used to love steakums, by the way. I didn't know other people other than me ate steakums.
What are steakums?
Yeah, what are
It's
steaks?
just steak 'em.
They're like
You ever have like the school cafeteria cheesesteak?
No.
it's It's pretty much like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, I got a taste for it, and it's all I wanted to eat. It's like, imagine cheesesteak. Instead of chopped up, it's all in one piece.
Okay.
And you just kind of put it in the oven, or, like, we put it in, like, a toaster oven.
So it's like strips?
No, it's just, like, Mike, right? It's just, like...
It's kind of like, it's like this. There's a picture of a steak.
I'm confused. Is there bread involved in this?
Yeah, you have a sandwich. Let me see if this way.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of.
It's
But,
kinda
like,
like a hot
for
dog,
us,
kinda
like,
like a-
they just come, like, in thing, and, like, Granny would put it in the George Foreman grill, and just kind of...
Oh, like, you put it on the oven grill, the stove.
Oh,
grill.
that's cool, too. I like that. Yeah.
One of the George Foreman.
Because the way I remember it is, like, we didn't chop it up. It was just kind of, like, the whole thing was here, and it folded over, and you just put bread on it.
Okay.
So I was a vegetarian as a kid because I wanted to be friends with gorillas. I'm not gonna add any more
Brecken,
context to
weirdo.
that.
Huh. So was it only to be friends with gorillas?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no, Paige embarrassed me, so I'm gonna embarrass her now.
That wasn't embarrassing enough.
That's what she told me. She's like, yeah, I want to be friends with gorillas, and she's like, oh yeah, gorillas like don't like it if you eat meat. They like if you're a vegetarian. I'm like, okay, I have no reason not to believe that. And then later she tells me that it was actually the woman became a vegetarian because she was friends with the gorillas, and it had nothing to do with making the gorillas like you. And she just didn't want to admit it.
Oh.
No, okay, so what happened was I read in National Geographic that this woman was friends with gorillas, and it was like National Geographic Kids. And she was friends with gorillas, and then she was also like, I'm a vegetarian in her interview. So I was like, oh, she must be friends with gorillas
That is
because
the
she's
wrong
a vegetarian.
takeaway.
So
Yeah.
You, like, looked at a picture of, like, Jane Goodall or some shit and went, oh, it's not, like, the behavior cognitive therapy she does with these animals. It's that she doesn't eat meat.
So I was like 8 years old, Brecken. So then one day,
That's old enough.
alright, let's not be rude here. So one day I come up from playing Guild Wars because I was a little fucking goblin as a child. And anyway, and I come upstairs for my Guild Wars session, and I'm like, okay, Dad, I'm gonna be a vegetarian now. And my dad's like, what? Because, you know, he had, like, all the chicken nuggets and shit for me in the house, so we had to go grocery shopping the next day and get me, like, tofu and shit.
That's very supporting.
I mean, yeah. My dad...
See, like, that's such a culture thing, though, because it's like, if I went to my Mongolian family as a little-ass kid and went, I don't want to eat meat, like, my grandmother would smack me.
I would have been
I don't
force-fed meat.
My answer would have been like, our ancestors fucking died so you could eat this Big Mac. You goddamn eat the meat, grow strong bones. You don't have a choice of this.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, it was really a cultural thing. I think it was just, like, my family really pitied me at that
It
age
has to
I
be
just
because
got
it's
that.
literally unheard of where I was from. There wasn't any of that shit.
Yeah, I didn't really know anyone who was like a vegetarian growing up or anything.
I literally didn't know the term.
I knew a kid down the street from me, his whole family was vegetarian. And he was just born and raised vegetarian, and he's like, no, it's my choice. And I'm like, well, not really, because your parents have made you this way. And growing up, I'm like, oh, if I hear about vegetarians, they're probably rich white people. So my whole life, I'm like, oh, okay, that's for white people.
I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much though. It's like you're pretty still spot on with that.
Yeah. I didn't even know about it until, like, high school. That was a thing that people actually did. And then I learned about vegans.
I didn't learn about
I had to write an
vegans until
essay
pretty
for-
late, to be honed.
Yeah, like I was in high school. So we had to do like an essay for English final, and I wrote about how vegans essentially kill their children.
Oh my god! What? Don't just drop that!
What else does he need to say?
And I did very well on it, apparently.
Got a good grade
Yeah.
about vegans killing their kids.
Well, I mean, the ones who force them to also be vegan, right? It's literally, yeah.
Oh, that's actually fair.
See, I never think about kids like that. I always think about the people who like force their pets to be vegan, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing that happens, and the kids literally get sick as fuck and will die.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's not fair to the...
That's for rich white people, you know?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't learn about vegans probably until high school. Because I'm like,
yeah.
why would you be a vegan on purpose? Like, I can't have dairy products, and it sucks. Bro, it's like, you give up all that willingly? Alright, hold up. Let's just trade. Like, you take all my fucking food allergies, and you give me your non-food allergies, and now you can't eat them. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I just choose not to. It's like,
choice isn't a choice
fuck
anymore.
you. Sometimes I get a little salty. I'm like, wait, so that's stuff that my body now rejects. You're choosing not to?
No, I get that. Like, when
Interesting.
people, like, this is gonna sound really messed up. This is confession time 101. I have an irrational part of my brain that whenever somebody's like, yeah, I didn't get my driver's license because I don't want to drive. I'm like, okay, cool.
Here, you take my epilepsy.
Cool, you just have this, and then... like, I know it's irrational, and I know that, like, it's an actual fear of driving.
Yeah.
But, like, for a hot second, every time, I'm like...
That's good, though, that you can tell yourself that, because that's dangerous, like, getting the border of, like, women that are, you know, like, they can't have kids, so they hate you for not having kids.
That's true.
Yeah, no,
It's like, that's not your life.
I don't actually, like... I'm more, like, jealous than anything.
No,
it's more of, like, a jealousy factor that they get to choose to not.
That's where I come from, too, on the whole, like, dairy thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's more of jealousy, but it's just sort of like, alright, so hypothetically, why don't we just trade? You don't want him anyway, right?
Yeah, like, you don't want to drive. I want to drive.
it's like, if we just trade, no one's hurt here. Huh? You can't have him anyway. You don't want him. Don't use the excuse that maybe one day you will. What kind of fucking vegan are you?
There's also the other side. I'm unfortunately gonna head out.
Oh, okay. Thanks for coming on, Mark. I'll see you around, buddy.
As always, shoot me a text
Probably
next
see you, like,
week,
emo night
but
or
after that, I
something.
might not be able to for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did he say? I didn't hear him.
He doesn't love us anymore.
No, I'm working at a bar, and Saturday nights are big money makers.
No, I
so-
understand that. You gotta earn that money, homie.
Oh shit, what bar are you working at? Well, you should text me it. I'll come visit.
See ya.
User disconnected from your channel.
It's like, no. Instant leaves.
Oh, I remember her.
I would leave too. I won't want me to visit.
It would, like, if I worked in, like, a food industry, I don't know whether I would really like or really dislike people visiting. You know what I mean? And that might sound really weird. But, like...
Yeah, I actually felt that at McDonald's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did you like if someone you knew came in? Or does it
Depends on what kind of night I'm
depend?
having.
Okay.
If I was having a really bad night and I don't want people to see me like that, like, no, don't come in.
It's like, get away!
Me, he always liked seeing. Right?
Usually if you came to McDonald's, it's because we had a fight and I wasn't answering my phone because I was working.
You're right, yeah.
So
that is
no.
true.
The answer's no.
So you just have to kind of look pathetic to acknowledge you.
I'd give you the little puppy dog eyes until you were like, fine.
I'm not taking your order.
Yeah, there were multiple times he wouldn't take my order. Even if we weren't fighting, he just wouldn't take my order.
Good for him.
I agree.
I don't know why that's amazing. It's just said, like, nah. Hey, you, take your order.
I can't give her preferential treatment.
Yeah, it's like, I'm afraid that I would give her preferential treatment over all of your customers. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to flip her off.
Yeah. So instead, his one manager, who I absolutely love, would give me, like, extra nuggets and stuff when I ordered.
Wow.
I
That's
like,
sick
can I
of
have
you.
a 4
It is
piece, and she'd
technically
give
his
me
right
like
to refuse
10. She'd
service.
just slam them all into the box.
Damn.
But you'd still
What a-
put it in the 4-piece box.
Oh,
so
so
it's
like it didn't close.
Yeah, basically.
So it's the end of the night. She's like, "Do you want to take some nuggets back to your friends?" I'm like, "You're looking for nuggets."
Nuggets back to friends. Mike suddenly became the most popular guy around.
Yeah.
Yo, he's the Nugget Man.
Well, that was exciting.
He brought them to Harley, mainly.
Aww.
Every now and then, though, he'd like show up with a box of fucking nuggets. So it's like, that's my man. That's my boy.
That's like got to be the most exciting thing about working with food, though, is bringing some home, right? But like, were you sick with McDonald's though? Like food wise?
No.
No.
It's interesting. 'Cause everyone's always like, "Oh, you work somewhere and you eat there every day, you get sick of it." I'm like, I ate McDonald's almost every. It's disgusting. I ate it almost every day for like 4 or 5 years, and I'm like, I wasn't really sick of it.
Because it's like, McDonald's is so cheap, though. It's so
It's also,
salty.
like-
There's also a whole lot of stuff there too. To be
There's
fair,
like cocaine in there. Probably.
I'd believe it. Yeah,
My mom says there's cocaine in the.
Some days in hash browns, you just like.
I'd
fine.
believe that too.
God, those hash browns are like not fair.
Yeah.
What, the McDonald's hash browns?
I could eat them for days.
Oh, McDonald's hash browns arguably are my favorite thing to eat.
It's the little cracker can. Like,
They're
just-
yeah. I don't know, Mike, what you guys used to put in those, or like what they still do, but like, damn.
I can't tell you guys. Ronald's still watching. There's
That's
like a
fair.
grace period where he still follows you.
He just comes to your window. It's like, hey, Mike.
Like you could walk into a Burger King and be fine because he's legally not allowed to enter.
Yeah, once
Or else
once
you're
we're
out
in
seeing-
Burger King, he can tell you, but
The 7
Right now.
seals that guard Burger King. I fucking loved one tiny like silver lining of you working at McDonald's was when you had a bad night, you'd be like, "Yeah, Ronald really fucked me today. He sure gave me that Big Mac sauce." And it was like, oh. He'd draw like little pictures on receipts, and like one was like Grimace hanging himself. Like, it was a dark time for him, but I just
There's just something so special about a picture of Grimace is hanging himself.
I looked forward to those days.
yeah, she probably still has them somewhere.
Oh my god, guaranteed somewhere.
Oh, that's so
I
amazing.
think I also drew Ronald McDonald wearing me as a boot.
Yep.
Yeah, you also drew him fucking you in the ass.
It was,
That's a good question,
Probably.
Kyle.
what Kyle asked?
Thank you.
Kyle, would you like to ask
He
it?
doesn't have a neck.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a neck to hang himself by.
So no, it was really beautiful because like it was like angrily scribbled in pen, like a Bic pen on a receipt. So the details were hard to make out, but you could really see like the rope cutting into Grimace. Like if his coworkers had seen this shit, there would have been an HR meeting. Then there was like a few months straight where if Mike was ever pissed off or made a mistake, I'd like look at him and he'd look at me and I'd be like, "Mike, did you fuck up?"
And he'd get so pissed.
I'm freaking losing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm not sure about the HR meeting though, because I
Tony,
used
you
to
open
draw
the
like
picture.
little receipts to say like little guys saying "help me" and leave them around, and no one ever called me.
They weren't paid enough to care.
It's like, in order to call an HR meeting, that's a phone call that I'm not getting paid enough to make, so whoops. That's great. That's top tier.
Those were the meme days.
To be
Yeah.
honest, I don't even believe that like McDonald's has an HR, at least
No.
that one.
No, probably not.
This is Ronald saying, "What the fuck you want now?"
Is it bad that I pictured like a mafia boss's office and Ronald McDonald with like a big stogie in his mouth, and he's like, "Come in."
I literally pictured the South Park Mickey Mouse, where it's like,
Oh god.
I don't know if I know the South Park.
"Oh,
Mickey
you need to
Mouse.
see that shit. It's
Yeah.
so good." It's the same principle.
Oh. Or is it like Eric Cartman selling fried chicken?
That also.
That was one of my favorite episodes.
Don't ever fuck me, Eric.
Oh man, that's top tier. Yeah.
Tony, can you open that picture for me?
The Grimace is a pill.
Yeah, it is. What do you know? Times in the McDonald universe, sometimes it's hard. So Grimace got to make some money on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's hoeing out the Hamburglar. I pictured him in my head, but I couldn't name him.
It's the only other one I know.
Yeah, there were other ones.
There were little chicken nuggets with faces, and I was always really weirded
Yeah,
out.
I used to have like the little toys of them. I loved them, and they never came back.
Yeah.
To me, Grimace looked like a chicken nugget.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it.
He's like in the shape. I didn't like.
What was he supposed to be?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Just a big purple friend.
He was an abomination. But there was.
He was the McDonald's Barney.
He did have that Barty vibe. Do you guys remember
Yeah.
the chicken though with the pigtails?
I used to I couldn't tell her the Chuck E. Cheese one apart. Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember it, to be honest.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
There's a chicken with eyelashes and pigtails that was a part of the McDonald's crew, and I'm like, those are chicken nuggets right next to you. Like, that is you, baby. Like, why are you here?
She's just vibing with them.
No.
Maybe she's like, those are her parents. And she's like, this is the last memory I have of them.
I like that. Or maybe they're like the one chicken that McDonald's spared.
I feel like she was like a race
Oh, there
traitor
was
then.
one. Fucking hell. Okay.
Oh, Brecken's right. You know, like the one
Jesus.
turkey that gets pardoned by the president? You know? It's the one turkey that got pardoned by good old Ronald.
That's the only one we were missing.
Is that an actual thing? Does a turkey get pardoned by the president?
Yes.
Why?
And it's just like a thing that the U.S. does on Thanksgiving, and that turkey won't get eaten.
That's kind of dark.
The turkey doesn't get eaten. It lives.
That's really weird.
All its friends and family die.
Yeah, of course.
We're not going to stop the slaughter.
Everyone ever knew and loved dead.
So it's
So
like,
the turkey's fine.
That turkey is okay.
that should be a mercy killing at that point. If that's going to be... If the turkey had any idea of the implication of its survival.
What if it does? And like, it likes it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe they found a weird turkey, Brecken. You don't know.
Did I ever tell you guys about Turkey Lurkey?
Turkey lurkey sounds super familiar.
What is turkey lurkey, Mike?
My mom's school used to have the first grade class incubate chicken and duckling eggs, and then when they used to let my mom take them home for a weekend so we could play with them. And then one year they had a turkey egg in the mix, and the turkey was really stupid. He would just like nod off places. He ran like right under my sister's foot and almost got crushed. And then he just like settled down and peed in my sister's hands. It was fantastic.
Is it bad that I'm picturing
Gobbles?
Gobbles from
Gobbles
South
from South
Park?
Park?
Yeah. Gobbles.
Gobbles.
I'm just like, yeah. That's then my brain went to Chicken Run.
Nice.
Yeah.
My brain went to Bob's Burgers.
I thought Chicken Run was a fever dream.
I don't blame you.
When I was a little kid, I saw it in theaters, and for some reason, like, I have a vivid memory. I sat next to another kid, and it was this little boy, and we talked the whole fucking movie.
Wow,
And
how rude.
I remember his little sister, or his bigger sister, was just like, shh, the entire fucking time. And I was just like, nah, this is my best friend. We're watching Chicken Run. This is the best day of my life. Never saw him again, and I never knew the plot of Chicken Run, because I didn't pay attention. So years later, I watched it, I'm like, this is fucking awful and
Yeah,
dark.
it's not really like a lot of kids movies for our generation. Weren't really kids movies. Like it was just like they're trying to escape being eaten. And you remember like they take away a chicken and they eat them for dinner.
Yeah.
And then like they see the bones of the chicken.
No, it was. I remembered it as like this happy time with funny chickens, and it was like, no.
No, it's not the movie at all. That's very, unfortunately, very far away from the premise of that movie.
So, best friend, huh, Brecken?
Yes.
I need to take a step back here. You guys, are you guys old enough to remember McDonald's pizza?
I have
have,
heard
like, a
of
vague
it. I know of
memory
McRibs.
Well, it's not the same thing.
I was gonna say, God hope it's not the same thing.
No, they're bringing the McRib back now.
Pizza.
They had it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, McRibs come back like every year, I thought.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people online celebrate the McRib coming back every year.
I don't know, because
Correct.
I had a McRib like maybe a year before I started working there, and then the entire time I was there, I'd hear McRib is coming back, and it would be on our menu, but we didn't have it, and I don't understand why.
I didn't think it was very good, to be honest.
No, apparently it's
Oh,
horrible.
it looked awful. I'm just saying, because, like, that was one of the earliest commercials I can remember. I never remembered, though, the pizza. Like, I only heard
No.
later.
Pizza was good.
I think the pizza might have been a little bit like that. Might have been like the few year difference, like between us and you, Kyle. Might have been because I don't ever remember McDonald's pizza. But yet again, when I was really little, like my mom swore off fast food for a very long time. Like the only fast food we got was the first day of school. They'd buy us hash browns, and that was it.
Oh,
So we weren't allowed to have fast food. And
different
that,
upbringing.
yeah, and I loved fast food though. Like
We didn't get it often.
we weren't. Well, it's this type of thing where we weren't allowed to eat out often. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, man.
you weren't getting takeout or anything. It was going to be something cheaply cooked at home.
Can't relate.
Yep.
So
No, I was spoiled.
I mean, like, the nearest McDonald's to my house is like 20 minutes away before, so.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
the closest one to me was only like 10, I think.
I've
But-
always had the McDonald's right across the street.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, for a long time, I literally would not eat anything other than some type of potato. French fries were my favorite. And then it's like, I'd eat I'd eat fruit, peas, and then nothing else. So it's like, I didn't eat meat.
Why peas?
I love peas, dude.
To this day, she loves peas.
I love peas. Yo, you don't like fried rice?
I like chicken fried rice or baked fried rice.
Yeah, there's peas in there.
No,
Yeah.
not the ones that I get.
You never get pierogies
No,
and
the ones
peas?
that I get.
Good shit.
Nope.
I was gonna say most like fried rices from like a Chinese place don't have peas in them.
There's peas in them?
Like a pork fried
Not
rice.
at all of them.
Yeah, sometimes.
I've never had a pork fried rice with peas in it.
I'm gonna order fried rice from like 5 different places.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna look for peas.
there's different types of fried rice. I think you're referring to vegetable fried rice.
No, not just veggie fried rice.
I've never.
No, I have seen the meat ones with peas in it. I don't get those.
The only places I've ever had vegetables in like fried rice is in the mall.
Okay.
Like, Kyle, what did they do to you?
They taste like gross.
That's so
I don't like peas by themselves.
like they're so inoffensive.
They're mushy and gross.
No,
They're not good tasting
They're
by
very
themselves.
offensive.
It's because like
What do you mean?
most people overcook them. They're
I
not
like
supposed to be
frozen
mushy.
peas.
Yeah, pea's a pea, man. All right,
I
fine.
used to eat like frozen stuff all the time as a kid.
To me, vegetables that to me are good. I like corn.
Yeah.
I like carrots.
Yeah.
Correct. Carrots okay. As long as they're not cooked.
I actually preferred cooked carrots, ironically.
Okay.
Yeah. I like cooked carrots, especially when they're made in like a broth or something, like with meat, because it tastes like the carrot. It tastes like the meat.
Thank you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It can only be in the stew.
Yeah, exactly. In a
That's
stew
fine.
because it tastes like the stew.
I like glazed carrots.
Yeah.
I like celery.
Can't relate.
That's right.
It doesn't really taste like anything, but like it just.
Exactly. He's with delivery device.
I like lettuce. Lettuce is nice. I actually like raw spinach in salad. Yeah,
Yeah, stuff's good.
pretty good. It's just another leaf.
You say it like that.
You just put the leaves with the other leaves and you just eat them.
I like most vegetables. Like, there's some I'm not.
I like way more fruit than I think I like vegetables
That's
because
fair.
they're sweet.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, vegetables, it's all about, like, how you, like, had them, though. Because I feel like most families don't take time to, like, make them taste good on their own.
Just put them in the stew and they're good.
Yeah, stew's good, but it's like, if you give me,
Yeah.
if you give me, like, a plate of, like, steamed broccoli, I'm gonna stare at you, kind of like, eh.
Never really liked
I
broccoli.
love steamed broccoli, actually.
Kyle, I
used to
can't
fucking
handle this
hate it when I was
difference
a kid.
in taste right now.
I know. I was so on board with you earlier, and then just like you said, I'm like, fuck, I'm gone.
Like, usually it's just like, I'm right there with you, and now it's just like,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't think I like that broccoli looks like little trees.
That's the only reason I ate it as a kid.
I didn't like that.
Correct.
I didn't like eating little trees.
I loved it. I eat the tops off, you know? And it's like, come for the stalk later, but...
I also think that broccoli was like one of those vegetables and shows that all the kids hated. So I'm like, broccoli.
But it's like, so, it's not bad, because what I was saying before, it's like, okay, if I get broccoli in, like, General Tso's, hell yeah, it's in sauce now.
If it came in, like, Chinese food, I would stomach it down, but I've never liked broccoli in anything. I've never had broccoli in a pleasant way before to me.
Okay, so steamed broccoli and like a cheese sauce over it.
Yeah, okay, see, that's fair. I meant, like, plain, though.
Nah.
I mean, I can eat it plain. I like it plain now. I did not when I was like, I could not eat broccoli whatsoever unless it was smothered in cheese sauce.
I don't think there's been a part of my life where I could eat broccoli, and I don't think I ever will.
That's fair.
I buy it frozen now. I don't even give a shit anymore.
Like, I don't like green
Put it in
beans
the
either,
microwave.
by the way. Not a green bean kind of guy.
Y'all are gonna fight
yeah.
on this, but I like
They're not
Brussels
great.
sprouts.
I'm not a Brussels.
Eat them with like the side of a steak because they come with like the side of a steak.
What, do Brussels sprouts?
No.
Oh, the green beans?
Green beans.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, if it depends if green beans yet again are a thing where if they're in with something else, I eat them, but I don't eat them by themselves.
That's fair.
Like, Grandma makes potatoes and green beans.
Yeah.
That's delicious. It tastes like the potatoes.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
But if you just gave me a green bean, I'd be
I can't even stomach Brussels sprouts. I'm kind of upset that you said that.
Brussels sprouts I never liked. I don't like cauliflower either.
Yeah.
It's just other broccoli.
I thought it was worse.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
worse.
worse broccoli.
It's worse broccoli.
And I don't like broccoli, so that's worse broccoli.
Like,
So it's just a bad time for you.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Brussels sprouts, but, like, am I excited for them? No, God. No.
I can't eat them. My dad really tried to pay me to eat them, and I'm like, no, I'm trying. I can't. I can't do it.
Yeah, my body just rejects, like, broccoli.
alright,
and
no, wait a minute.
So I was like, I'm gonna throw up.
How much was he offering you?
$2 per Brussels sprout.
You're a fool.
How much?
$2 per
I wouldn't have done it
That
either,
would have
Kyle.
been
I'm with
money
you.
you could have spent on a fucking meal that you did like.
You can't. So the thing is, it's like you try eating it, and your body rejects it.
Really?
That's what happens with me.
I
Broccoli,
was already committed.
like,
exactly.
all of these vegetables for the most part that, like, we're talking about, I put it in my body and it rejects it. I want to throw up everywhere.
Yeah. Exactly. I was trying to eat it. It was my cousin's wedding, and I'm like, I really want to, like, not be an asshole. And does he eat Brussels sprouts? I'm like, I'm trying, I can't. He's like, I'll pay you for it. I'm like, that's not the problem. But thank
Okay, but what if he upped the ante? I
I
mean,
s-
like, $5 per
matter.
sprout?
I don't know.
Literally
Like,
couldn't get
the thing is, it just won't go down.
Yeah, literally, like, I would have thrown up.
Yeah.
if
That's
I had
fair,
tried
though.
Trying.
Like,
Yeah.
I get really weird about ground meat because I have, like, an OCD thing with texture. So it's like, could I eat
Yeah.
it? Maybe if I really forced it, but I will absolutely be nauseous.
With ground meat? The ground beef.
Like, so if it's, like, pounded really thin, I can have it. And if it's cooked well, I'll eat it. But, like, if it's
Okay.
like, well done ground beef, like, I get really unhappy. Especially if it's, like,
Well done ground beef isn't really the best anyway, I don't think.
it just tastes like,
So if you get, like, a shepherd's pie, you're just pissed off.
I like shepherd's
it
pie.
depends on the texture,
love
again.
shepherd's
Because
pie.
it's like, I'm not big on sausages, but I like kielbasi. It's, like, a texture thing.
Okay.
Kielbasi's delicious.
Kielbasi's fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up on that. But, like, you hand me a sausage, it's all lumpy.
I love sausage too, though, so
Like,
I
I don't
can't
eat
say
that.
anything. I love hot dogs, sausage, anything
I'll
like
eat
that.
hot dogs.
To me, Kyle, I'm pretty sure I remember talking to you about, like, you just straight up, like, sausage and a hot dog roll, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm like, ooh, that sounds nice, too. I've done that before now, since talking to Kyle about it.
Throw a little cheese in there and some mustard. Fuck yeah.
You just eat like a hot dog and it's delicious.
I mean, I know that it's, like, my weird thing, so I don't judge.
No.
Because, like, I know in this instance, like, no, I have no rational reason for just being like, that's gross. It's just me.
I like lots of fruit, though, I would say.
As long as I overthink it, and I'd be like, that's gross as well, but it just tastes so good.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, yeah, it is kind of gross, but like, you think too hard about most foods, it does get kind of gross. But like, alright, so fruits. Apples, yes. Bananas, yes. Strawberries, yeah. I've come into strawberries lately. Like, they're really good. Phrasing. Just a mistake. Alright, I gotta start over.
Let's go.
I gotta start over. I lost at apples, bananas, grapes, strawberries, delicious.
You've come into them recently.
Stop that! Stop it!
I had to quit.
Watermelon.
Watermelon's
Yeah,
good.
watermelon's
I
good.
can fuck with pineapple every now and then. That's not bad. It's cool.
I can fuck with pineapple.
Yeah.
Peaches.
I'm not super into peaches, but I will eat them.
I love peaches.
Crap. There was something else that popped in my head and I lost it that fast.
Kiwi.
No, I'm not really a big kiwi person.
Really?
Oranges.
Oh, kiwi's
I love
delicious.
oranges.
Oranges?
I actually don't know how often I've had a kiwi.
Kiwis
I would have to try it.
because like you have to get the little fuzzy off, but
I would have
Other
to
than that-
If you
try
get,
it
like,
again.
dried kiwi, you don't even need candy. Like,
But I like oranges. I like all of the
fruit.
forms of oranges, whether clementine, like mandarines, whatever. Still, any of them.
oh, these are all top
Good
tier.
time. Yeah. So there's way more. I actually am not super into just blueberries. Like I'm not good at just eating a blueberry.
I used to be way bigger on blueberries, but I'm backing off them now recently.
Actually, when I was little, I ate them all the time. But like now,
Yeah,
I'm just kind of like I don't know what about a blueberry. I'm just like if you just gave me a blueberry to snack on, I'm not thrilled.
Yeah, I like blackberries way better. That's probably my favorite fruit.
I was terrified of those until like 3 years ago.
Why are you
Greg made me eat
scared?
one. They're scary looking. I never
That's
tried
racist.
one. Greg's like, you know the mixed berry fucking shit you eat all the time? I'm like, yeah. He's like, this is it. I'm like, oh. He's like, no, seriously.
They look scary.
I'll eat it.
Wow.
I'm like,
They look like a tiny bushel of
Greg.
grapes.
He's like, I can't fucking eat it. They're good.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I was just so scared of it.
They do
I
look
was just so scared.
way different than other berries. Well, berries like
Yeah.
are very different looking. Each of them, I would guess.
They look like a tiny little handful of grapes.
Yeah.
Come on, just mini.
They do, and it was scary. That's the scary part. I don't know what was in there.
I think it's because they're black.
Thank you.
It's the funniest part is the way you said that. I think it's because they're black. It's like, oh, oh man,
Really funny.
yeah.
They're good. I was just scared of them. How do you feel about cucumber?
I'll eat cucumber.
It's a fruit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I love tomatoes. Tomatoes are a fruit technically.
Not a tomato.
I
person.
love tomatoes. This is something where we very much differ on Brecken.
Yeah.
I like tomato basically anything.
No.
Make a tomato into something, cool. Make it into a sauce,
goes on my
yes.
burger.
Put it on the burger, yes.
I will not put it on there for myself. If it's already going to be on there, I am not upset.
Okay. I actually will go out of my way to put a tomato on a burger. If, like, I'm doing burgers at home and we have a little spread of stuff and tomatoes are there, putting a slice of tomato on it.
Wow, watery. They're so watery.
Lettuce is watery.
That's true. No, but like, lettuce is solid.
I was like, I'm going to wait for this because this is going to be a hard fight here.
Because, like, to me, I'm just like, when I was little, just straight bun and a burger. That was it. And cheese on it if, like, there was cheese.
Yeah.
But, like,
Okay.
but now it's just like, I'll put pickles, onions, tomato, lettuce. Just if it goes on a burger, I'm probably taking it.
If I make it myself, I'm literally only putting on mustard and cheese.
It's just easier, too, though. That's sort of
Correct. I'm lazy
out of
as shit.
convenience. Like, if we're just making something real fast, it's not going to be anything on it. But, like, if there was the spread of every burger topping, I would actually put a lot of stuff on it. My burger would be
Do I have to
absolutely
just put it on
disgusting.
myself?
I'd put bacon. I'd put pork roll. I'd put eggs on it.
Okay, that's too much.
I'd
That's
put
too
lettuce.
much.
I'd put tomato on it.
Oh,
I'd put onions,
really good on a burger?
pickles.
Fried egg.
Fried egg on a burger is so good.
Fried egg on
So,
a burger
Kyle,
is
I know
so
we've
fucking
talked
good.
about this before. We have something called pork roll, which we actually have a burger called, it's either called a Boss Burger or it's called a Jersey Burger, where
Sure.
it's the burger, pork roll, and a fried egg.
I don't know what pork
Yeah,
is.
so like, but I love it. So I don't know, Kyle. I feel like you'd like it. But there's just certain things that like when I eat it, I'm just like Kyle would like this.
How do you describe pork roll?
It's so hard. I've tried describing it to Kyle in the past, and it's like because some people are like it's like a ham, but it doesn't taste like ham.
No, it doesn't.
It's
It's kind
It's
of
just spam.
when you
It's not spam either.
No,
It's definitely not spam.
If you cook it,
It
it's
looks like
salty
spam.
and it kind of like is similar to bacon but thicker.
Canadian bacon.
Sort of
maybe?
like Canadian bacon, I guess, but
Probably
like
like
it
the
doesn't.
in-between.
It's like doesn't taste like Canadian bacon though. It's like I guess an in between of bacon. It's like if bacon, sausage, and Canadian bacon all had a love child. To me, it's pork. That's what pork roll is, and it's awesome.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So we have burgers in Jersey where they put pork roll on it, but also
It literally just looks like spam. I mean, I don't have a problem
what
with
is
that.
spam to me? I always had a different image of spam. I thought spam was like sloppy Joe looking.
No, it's a block.
No,
It's a block?
I don't know. It's a block.
I never knew that.
It comes in a tin, like a cat food tin.
Yeah.
You do the little
Yeah.
and you open it and it's a block.
Oh, I didn't know it
It's
was a
good for
block.
the zombie apocalypse.
It lasts forever. So
So it's
Well,
good
'cause,
for
like-
the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, I guess that's why it doesn't. The image of spam and pork roll don't look anything alike in my head.
no, it kind of looks like pork roll ish.
It does? I don't know. Googling it, by the way.
Yeah, that's fair. I wonder what comes up when I Google pork roll though.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Taylor ones?
Okay, I see what you're saying, cause yeah. So some of these have like cuts in them. So most
Yeah.
pork roll has like the 4 cuts in them, or at least like 3. And there are pictures of pork roll where it's just a straight like. They didn't like Brecken. If you look over like like this pork roll, there is. Oh, there is actually,
Yeah,
but
little cutties.
There's a Jersey pork roll down there. It's like a.
yeah, like but they all have like the cuts in them.
Oh, I make mine into little Pac-Mans, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you make it in 3s, I think, right? Or do you make it
I just make a tiny snip and it
on
just looks
both
like
sides or just
No,
one?
just one. It's just Pac-Man, dude.
I don't know why. I thought it was like this. But anyways, yeah. So I really enjoy pork roll. It's got to be like it's like a hot button topic because some people call it Taylor's ham. It's a Jersey rivalry that we call it pork roll. Other places call it Taylor's ham, and it's just something people in New Jersey do not agree about.
I want it on record that Danny from Game Grumps calls it
Taylor's ham, and he's wrong.
Well, he was from North Jersey.
Yeah,
he was on like
he
the
was
border.
born wrong.
Yeah, but that's how they do it.
Yeah,
This is my call
also
out to
a
Danny.
brand.
Yes, yeah,
Let's
that's
say.
how he does it, Brecken. The wrong way.
The wrong way.
I mean, I still love him, but still.
Yeah. I love him, but I don't love him as much anymore.
What'd you say, Kyle?
It's just calling it tissue paper Kleenex.
Yeah, it's the
Brand
same thing. Because Taylor's ham is like probably the most popular pork roll brand. So it's just like
It's just literally the 4th image on Google. I'd assume it is.
yeah. That's fair. Cuz like it's exactly like calling tissues Kleenex or an adhesive bandage a Band-Aid.
Oh,
So it's
that's
just
fair.
or it's like how a soda in the United States is called like at least 6 or 7 different things. Yeah, it's called pop.
Mostly pop.
Some
yeah.
people call all like soda Coke.
Yeah.
It's Coke, pop.
Yeah, other countries usually.
Yeah, like there's a lot more, and it's just blanking on me right now.
Oh, you know what's weird? With similar vein, in other countries like in Europe, they don't have lemonade like how we drink it.
Oh,
They have it.
What do you mean?
Their lemonade is basically like Sprite. They don't just drink, sweetened lemon juice.
oh,
It's only carbonated. So if you ask for lemonade while you're like in the UK or in France, they'll be,
It's always sparkling?
yeah, it's always sparkling. It's essentially a Sprite, which is crazy to
Yeah.
me. And then it's like,
Huh.
no, that's not lemonade at all. Words mean things, and they're like, why? This is how we drink it.
I mean, like...
we got super good pink lemonade in Israel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pink lemonade's always been, like, a very, like, interesting world to me. Because it's like, oh, it's just lemonade, but, like, it's a different color, so it's just the same thing. But, like...
It means nothing to you.
Yeah, to me, it's like...
But to us, it's exciting.
Yeah. You know what's really good? I love when, like, there's offshoots of lemonade. Like, I love, like, strawberry lemonade.
Limeade?
I love raspberry lemonade. I'm sure I would like limeade.
Limeade? Cherry limeade is, like, the shit.
Yeah.
That's really... Yeah, that's right. But, like, I love, like, me some strawberry lemonade.
That's fair.
Strawberry lemonade.
Lemon and lime just go together. So.
Yeah.
Lemon and limes just go together. That flavor. Perfect.
So I miss Skittles.
I miss when Skittles were fucking edible.
Correct. So I'd always eat the yellow and green last and together, and sometimes I'd like eat like half green one, half yellow, and then stick them together, and then have a whole green one, yellow one.
I used to do that to make it look like the Sprite logo. I was so
Aw.
Thank you.
They took that away from me.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. Now if you have a, because I'm trying to remember, yellow's lemon.
Yep.
And now green is
Yep.
green apple.
Which is disgusting.
Yeah, so those two flavors do not
They
go
ruined
together.
it.
Green apple doesn't go with anything. It's just its own
Nope.
bizarre...
Goes well together with Gatorade.
Oh, green apple Gatorade, delicious. Green apple candy,
Sample.
it's
No,
like...
lime Gatorade. God damn it.
I actually really like
Lime.
green apple Gatorade. It's really good.
Oh no, lime Gatorade's the best.
Oh.
That's my favorite.
My favorite probably is like, or like the Cool Blue Gatorades. It's just called Cool Blue. Cool Blue and like Glacier Frost have always been my favorite.
Yeah, everyone drinks the blue one.
Yeah. The blue one's a popular one. The green one was always the one in the commercials. So I drank it, and I'm like, this is the best one.
I really like Fruit Punch
I was just
Gatorade
the
too.
yellow usually, to be honest.
Fruit Punch Gatorade. I just like Fruit Punch in general though.
Yeah. Hey, guess what, Tony? Everyone calls Gatorade by their colors. Thank you.
Right.
I've tried very hard not to do that.
That would be such a struggle.
It's really hard for me to talk about Gatorade with other people because I have to refer to them as a flavor.
Yeah.
Because like it's really hard for me to. And the only reason why I'm like Cool Blue is because the flavor is actually called Cool Blue.
It's on the label.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I actually, like, when we go to your grandparents' house and you say they have Gatorade, I'm like, whichever one, and you'll list off the flavors, and I'll like, mentally be like, do not say the red one, do not say the yellow one, just say the thing.
What the yellow one? Fuck.
I, like, all the time, especially, like, if a game thing or whatever, it's like, there's so many colors everywhere that it's like, nope, do not address color ever.
I appreciate that you think like that.
It's actually gotten way easier.
I'm glad. There's people in my family who just don't do it anyway, so. My grandmother, Granny, will always refer to things by color. Even when I say, Granny, you know I'm colorblind, right? And she's like, right. So yeah, that blue one.
Oh.
And I'm like,
But like, just try harder, Tony.
yeah, it's just like, why don't you just look closer? It's like, alright, still fucking gray. Oh, man. Because my granny has, like, a blue car. So she's just like, look for the blue one. And I'm like,
It sucks too, though, because it's like, from her perspective, it's a very noticeable shade of blue. Because most cars are either like red, silver, black, or like maybe a dark blue. And hers does stick out, but it's like I cringe every time because I'm like, no, it probably looks like silver to him.
it looks the same to me as most other cars, you know? Like, there's just nothing, like, too crazy about it. You right, Mike?
Is that more metal?
No, it's one of those, like, twisty tie thing. It's gone.
Oh boy.
Oh, what if I just unleashed
I'll find it with my feet later, don't worry.
One of us will.
Me at home. I'm the guy who finds everything with their feet.
I found something with my feet over here earlier.
I'm really sorry.
That's okay. It's not like you planted it there on purpose.
No.
She did it because I did. No.
Ah! I can't believe you've done this.
Remember that time you said hi to me when you came in the room 3 years ago?
It's like... It's a guy was watching a video, and the most important line came up, and you said, "Hi, hello, how are you?" And I fucking hated it. Oh man, classic times. Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like we had some good talks tonight.
Yeah.
Learned a lot.
Yeah,
Have you guys watched Black Clover yet?
Black Clover, yeah.
I haven't seen Black Clover.
I haven't finished it. Yeah, we're
Black
real
Clover is
behind.
the anime, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I always get that
Yeah,
confused
that was
with
the one, by the way.
Black Mirror.
Oh, that's fair.
Because
Very
they're just-
different.
Yeah, but they're both called Black something. So like,
And very good, actually. Both very good. Both very different.
I've sworn off Black Mirror because
Yeah.
one of like Brecken, Mike, and Paige's friends showed me